Welcome to my chaotic yet peaceful channel. This may seem a bit random. Why do you need a unicorn headband? I need it for a new job I'm starting where I'm working with kids, and I will have to dress up for it, and I will need a unicorn headband. I decided that I didn't like any of the ones they were selling, so I decided that I would just make one. So I got some nice fake flowers that I took off the stems. I got some cotton, some thread, felt, got some nice little jewels that I use for other craft projects as well. I got myself a glue gun because I am a crafter without a glue gun, and now I finally got one, so watch out. And also, oh, my headband. Are you ready? Are you excited? Great, thank you for participating. Let's go. I forgot to mention that the white felt I picked out actually has a little bit of glitter on it, so it sparkles like a real unicorn horn. I began by picking a corner to roll. I made sure to pre-roll it so that I could kind of see how big I wanted the horn to be. I dabbed a little bit of hot glue to stick the end of the thread onto. It's a good trick to hide where the thread comes from. You'll see at the end. Then I placed the hot glue at the bottom corner and began rolling by using the point where I stuck the thread on at the top as a reference. I forgot to grab a scissor as usual, so I got that and then made the cut. Then I glued the rest of the side where I cut it. Don't be afraid to fold the felt, it's very malleable and it will spring back into place without creases. I haven't worked with felt in a while, so I forgot, and that's why I'm being so careful in this video, but by the end I realized that I can be a bit less careful. Once that was glued into place, I grabbed some normal cotton and I stuffed it. But you can use anything you have, like old bits of fabric or the extra felt. I cut off the excess at the bottom of the horn. I then made sure that the stuffing wouldn't come out, and I began rolling the thread around it. I tried to keep it quite tight since you wouldn't want the thread to move around easily later on. Then I glued the bottom end of the thread inside where the stuffing was, so it looks very seamless and you won't end up with any glue on the outside of the horn. I put some glue all around the bottom and just placed it on the extra felt I had from what I previously cut. Also, apologies for this background, which you can't see what I'm really doing very clearly on. I don't buy or subscribe to any newspapers or product catalog things. I just get spam mail in the mailbox all the time, and I try to put it to good use somehow, and that's what I tried to do on that day, but it really sucks as a background, so sorry about that. I made sure that the tip of the horn was perfect and pointy while the bottom dried. I added more glue and then trimmed the excess fabric. Then I had my horn. How exciting. I cut out some ears. I didn't use any templates or anything. I just went for more of a rounded triangle shape, if that makes sense. And then I just used the first ear as a template for the second ear. I cut some smaller purple triangles for the inner ears, which ended up matching the thread color beautifully. I was debating whether to use the blue felt as well, but I didn't, so that's for a future project. I hot glued the mini triangles onto the bigger triangles to make them look like unicorn ears. I also decided to sort of fold the inner ear slightly at the bottom. It's just to give them a bit more of a 3D kind of realistic look, because if you look at horse ears more closely, they're kind of a bit sideways and not exactly straight on. But anyway, who's here for realism, am I right? Now it was time to attach all the pieces to the headband. I cut out a small rectangle to loop around the headband as the horn attachment. That just gave it a bit more of a grip to the headband compared to if I had just glued the horn directly onto it. Also, I want to mention that I wasn't watching a tutorial or anything while doing this, but I had previously watched a couple of tutorials and I mentally took notes of what people were doing based on what I liked or disliked. Then I glued the ears and decided on where and how I wanted to place the white roses. I had to do a few modifications to them, like removing some petals because they were a bit too big. I probably should have made the ears slightly bigger so that they were a bit more visible, but I think it turned out fine in the end. Then I grabbed some gems and I had a bit of a play around with the different sizes. These ones I had a sticky backing to them, but I just decided to hot glue everything since it's a lot stronger and it will last better. I really think the gems completed it so well. I feel like it wouldn't have looked as good without them, but that's just me liking sparkly things because I'm 5 inside. Also, I decided to give my ears some nice piercings as well. And that was all done. Here's a couple of shots with the horn on my head. I liked that I picked like a headband that can blend into my hair a bit more seamlessly because it looks like the horn is actually coming out of my head, and that's what you want kids to believe, that you are a real unicorn. And normally I would have more purplish hair, but I just decided to dye it blue for some reason on that week. Alrighty then. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe. My socials are in the description box, and stay tuned for next time. You know.